Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Trust you're doing fine. I welcome you all to another edition of Let's Talk with ARA. And today we're talking about career excellence. We have Iyanuoluwa in our midst today. She's going to be facilitating this session. Iyanuoluwa Akanmu, can you just say hi?
Hi.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for joining. There used to be the same. There used to be this saying that if you want to be successful in life, or let me say, if you want to be successful in life, if you want to do better in life, you need to start early. And I remember when we're in how did they say it? I've forgotten again. Batamia do cocoa cutting back away me, Batamia do cocoa. So we have a number of people who at that time, someone like me, I remember then I always wanted to, because I wanted my shoe to do cocoa. Like I really put in the effort and to ensure that I do better in life. I don't know if there were other persons on this call who tried as much as they could at that time to put in efforts to ensure that they achieve the desired level of success that they want in life. Some people put in that effort and maybe others did not. I don't know those whose butter is doing share already like now, but today we have someone special in our midst. She's going to really help us understand if that particular proverbs or whatever it is actually true, or probably it's just one of those things. So Iyanuoluwa is on the call today, and she's a young professional with over 5 years of experience in the financial service industry. She has hands-on experience in audits and banking. She currently works as a regulator in the industry. Iyanuoluwa is a lover of God. I can say that over and over and over again. She's Haba's baby. She's so passionate about helping young folks, make the right decision in life, right choices, maximize opportunities and potentials. You sure would enjoy this session. Iyanuoluwa used to be my roommate when I was in school, and she's this one goal-getter, sharpshooter. And over the years, I've seen her grown into she's growing into that big picture that she has always, talked about. And all for this 1 hour session that we are having with Iyanuoluwa today, I am very, very sure that you are going to be blessed, you are going to be touched, you are going to be transformed. And if you have any teenager around, or maybe even people that career people, please just send them this link, because it's going to be an explosive one. Thank you all for joining. Iyanuoluwa, you have the floor. Thank you for answering the call. God bless you.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you for the introduction. I believe everybody can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you for the introduction, Ruth. Thank you for that. And I'm really honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
And without further ado, I think we can just get right into the meeting. So yeah, my name is Iyanuoluwa, as Ruth has said, and she said I should talk about career excellence. When she actually contacted me and said I should talk about career, I'm like, why you want me to talk about career excellence? Like, I was asking myself, am I really at the point where I want to have this conversation? But I believe that God will help us today. And I'm a young professional, like she said. I don't have all the answers. I've not figured out this life entirely, but I believe that in one or two things that God will have us share, that we learn one or two things from ourselves. Excuse me. So I'll just quickly lay a brief foundation. And first thing I'd like to say is that I'm a child of God, like she said. And so I would refer to God here and there. I'm sure that we'll be fine with that. I mean, I'm a child of God, so I really have not done anything in my life without God. Yeah, so that being said, another thing I'd like to say is I don't believe that I'm there yet. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but then once in a while here and there, I may make no reference to something that happened in my life and all that. So yeah, that is also, I'm going to share some examples from my personal life, and I pray that God helps us as we move forward. So thank you, Sheon, Toby, Angela, Funke, and every other person that has joined. Thank you very much. I believe that we all know what career excellence is. I mean, I'm not going to start saying what is career, what is excellence. I'm not going to start doing all of that. So I believe that we pretty much understand what we're talking about. So yeah, excellence, career excellence, and I'll just say it's really just being the best that you can be. Yeah, it's really just being the best that you can, that you are able to become. Yeah, it's very important. I think that we make that clear. It's just being the best that you yourself, you personally, not in relation to someone else or something else. I'm going to try to bring a balance. Yeah, I was going to say that personally, I'm not the kind of person that is challenged, in quotes, by other people's success or failure, whatever it is. I really just am walking my own path and I'm in my own lane, really. I am my own challenge. I am my own competition. That works for me. I hope that it works for, I don't know if it works for other people, but that's how I've lived my life. And I feel like that's why I keep, or maybe if people feel like I do, but that's really, I'm just usually like doing my own thing. Really, I'm not. So my point is career excellence should be something that comes from within you. Of course, people find ginger in quotes from things around them and all of that. But I feel like what is lasting and what is going to outlive every other kind of challenge that you give yourself is the one that comes from within you. Yeah. So before I go on, please, if you have any questions, you can just pen it down somewhere. I believe that at the end of the session there will be like a little bit of time for question and answer, hoping that God will help us to answer the questions because we are all young professionals, I'm assuming. So yeah, so the first thing I would like to say is why career excellence? Why do you want to be? Why do you want career? Why do we want career excellence? What's your why? Because I believe that they say when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So why career excellence? There has to be a reason. And so for me, there are two things that has been my reason. Number one, I believe that we serve an excellent God. Yeah. And no, we don't, God is not sloppy. God doesn't do the barest minimum. God is excellent. And if we're serving God, if we're children of God and Bible says we are gods as well. I believe that God has called me to excellence. Like if there's anything worth doing, it's worth doing well, right? So if I can do it at all, I should do it well. Like why should I stop? It's not like I said, I don't really get challenged or motivated or whatever from things around me. I just ask myself, what's the next best thing? What's the next best thing? What's the next best thing? And with that just helps me going. Okay, another thing that has kept me going is one of my other motivating factors is being prepared. Like I want to be ready for everything and anything. I don't want to get to a point in my life where I'll now say, oh, I wish that when I was maybe 5 years ago, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I wish, I had done this and all of that. So very quickly, I remember when I was in university, I studied finance in school. And when I was in university, a lot of my classmates were writing icon. To be honest, I studied finance, though the department was it wasn't mixed, there were two different departments. There was department of accounting, there was department of finance. But it was kind of like accounting and finance. People called it accounting and finance. And we did a lot of courses together and all of that. A lot of people were writing icon. I personally did not have any need, sort of, to write icon. I've always wanted to be a banker all my life. From the first day I entered the bank, I was 10. I knew that I was going to be a banker from that. I don't know, maybe it was not a noble profession or goal or whatever, but it was just what I wanted, and I knew of it. So I wasn't bent on, I didn't like accounting that much in school. Everybody was writing icon. And I just asked myself, what's the worst thing that can happen from writing icon? Is it possible that you would become a chartered accountant and you'd be like, I just really wish I'm a chartered accountant? Is that the worst that will happen is that you will not use certificates, but you cannot ever say that this was such a mistake. I really shouldn't have done this. But what can happen on the reverse of that is that I really wish I was just an accountant, and then you don't have the certificate. So for me, it's just be prepared. Do it because you don't want to need this and not have it. Be excellent because you don't do as many things as you can do. Really, there's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose. So those are the two things that I feel keep pushing me forward. Number one, I believe that God has called me to excellence. I just believe that God is excellent, and if I serve an excellent God, I should be an excellent daughter. I know Bishop Boydeko used to say that, or says that any faith that makes you irresponsible we serve a responsible God. So there's no way that any faith that makes you responsible is an irresponsible faith. God is not irresponsible. So yeah, that's now some people's motivation is money. I just want to make all the money. I just want to, all of that. That's if that will give you, the motivation to be excellent. Well, that's fine. Whatever helps you to be motivated, keeps you motivated, please just hold on to it. But then it is important that you have a reason. That's my point. You have a reason. There has to be a why. Why do you want excellence? Why do you want? Is it because you want them to say this is the most hardworking staff in this organization? Is it for their awards, for their colleagues? Is it for you? Is it for the organization? So that has to be very clear to you, very well stated, so that you can know how you're doing. So that means that I also look at this topic from two different perspectives. Number one is that as an employee of your organization, which is one of the things that when Ruth and I talked about this, one of the things she mentioned. Personally, I would also want us to look at it from the aspect of just being you, from your own, for your own self, not even for any organization, not as an employee, but for yourself. But let's first talk about on the job, in your office, your organization. Like I said, the first thing is be clear on what success means in your organization. You can feel that I have to come early in the morning, I have to do everything I'm told to do. I used to work in a bank, and no overages or shortages and all of that, and just try to stay within the line. But you have to be clear on what is required of me on this role. We've had things like asking at the interview, the last person that was fired from this role, what did the person do? Just so that you know what not to do and all that. But then really just have a conversation with your, your employer, whoever, your direct supervisor, whoever. What will I do? What do I have to do on this role to make me a successful person, to be considered as a successful person? It's a sales role, you have your limits and all of that. It's not a sales role, whatever it is, just ask, what's expected of me on this role? It's important that you know what the goal is in your organization, so that you're not working at tangents to your organization and all of that. So you have to define what that is, what is expected of me. Then you ask yourself, are these things that I'm able to meet? Are these things that I'm able to do? If there's a way you can align, let's say what they are telling you is not really what you are, it's not really what you have a passion for, not really what you're interested in doing, then you can always align yourself, see if there's a way you can align yourself to that. And if you find out that there's really no way that this is going to be me, I mean, you begin to look for a way to get out of it, because there's only one life to live. So I would say that first thing is that what's expected of you. What are the expectations? What's your job description for roles that have job description? Because really, not every role has job description. But if you know what your job description, try to align yourself to that. Do, like I said, God doesn't do the barest minimum. Don't do the barest minimum. Do what you're supposed to do. Deliver your job, as much as you can. Put in a little bit more effort. Give yourself a reason to do that. Let's not just be, I don't know, but for me, I feel like let's just be like salary, let me just do this and get it over with and all of that. Are you learning something? Are you going to get better? So let me give a very quick example of myself. I used to work in the bank and all of that. And I asked myself one day, like, what's the best thing that can happen to me on this job? Like, what's the best thing I can become? And looking at the trajectory of career in that organization, I just knew that the best thing I wasn't interested in becoming the best thing I could become on that job. Like I just looked at if this happens to me, if I become this thing on this job, is that what I want to do with my life? No. So I just discovered that at the end of everything, maybe 20, 25 years down the line, I didn't feel like I wasn't going to be happy. I didn't feel like I was going to be fulfilled being the best thing that I could be on that job. So I just knew that I was in the wrong. I knew that I was done. Like I need to move. I was every extra day I spend here, I'm wasting my time. And of course, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I'm good. I believe I was good at my job and all of that. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. What I'm trying to say is, try to be where you know that you're okay doing what you're doing. Try to be where you know that this role is challenging. This role is what I want to do. And even if you're not there yet, even if you're not in that space yet, whilst you are still where you are, it's important that you give your best. Like I said, God is always sloppy God. God has called us to excellence. And it's still going to count one way or the other. The values that you're building for yourself will still come together to make a fuller picture. So don't say because it's not what I want to do, because I don't have a passion for this, because no, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Whatever your hands find to do it well. Do it well. So let's try to align yourself with what is expected of you and do the very best, whilst you're probably looking out for something else and all of that. But then where you are right now, let's be motivated, be interested in being the best that you can be. Being the best that you can be. You don't know who's looking. And even if nobody is looking, because you keep saying nobody may be looking, that's just the truth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You're doing it for you. Like I said, you're doing my biggest motivation in life is me. I challenge myself. I motivate myself with the help of God, of course. Maybe my life is just between me and God at the end of the day. So yeah, I feel like that's on the job. That's on the job. You can be rewarded and all of that. But I think the angle that really speaks to me, the angle that I'm really that's really, I don't know, that reflects me and where I've lived my life with the help of God so far would be doing it for yourself. Not even doing it for job, money. Doing it for yourself. So personally, I don't know, this will be controversial, but I don't really see a 9 to 5 as a good way to live your life. Now, let me quickly explain that. Going to work every day and going to work and coming back, going to work and coming back. I don't really see that as adding any value to yourself. Okay, maybe you add a value to your organization, and
it looks like yeah, and it looks like you're spying into my question and my question already.
The spirit of God is one. Okay,
because I have that as a question for you.
Oh, really? Okay, so that you can strike it out because we're already answering this. So personally, I don't see a 9 to 5 as a way to live for a young person. I don't mean that you should go and be an entrepreneur. Let me explain what I'm saying. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't have any entrepreneurial, and so let me just quickly clear what I'm saying. Now, going to work by 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever, or 7 or 6, or whenever you get to go out of your house, I'll come back in the evening. To me, it's kind of like a waste of my time, to be honest. And the reason why I say that I've had a 9 to 5 all my life. So I'll explain. The reason why I say that is you're living your life for someone else. Kind of looks like everybody does that. Not everybody that has a 9 to 5 does that. Go to work, come back in the evening, you watch TV, you do whatever you have to do, sleep, wake up tomorrow morning, go to work, come back in the evening. Saturdays you watch TV, you go for Owambe, you
That's if you have the time to. That's if your work doesn't even allows you
or maybe
go for Owambe.
I mean, I was in the office today, so maybe you go to work on Saturdays and Sundays as well. But for me, it looks like a waste of my time. Like, what am I doing for myself? What am I doing for me? How am I getting better as a human being? I cannot continue to be. I mean, time is going. Time is going. I don't have. We don't have all the time in the world. I cannot continue to live like this. So I feel like for me, that's enough. I mean, whenever that has happened, like I just look for the next challenge for myself. Like, what next can I do? Like, I cannot continue to live like so. And I made a post on LinkedIn. You only live once, and people usually the time usually means that live your best life now, go to all the parties, do everything, enjoy yourself. There's nobody, tomorrow is not promised, and all those, just have fun, and life is too short and all of that. But for me, I thought about that one and I was like, you know what, you actually only live once. So anything that you really want to achieve in life, of course, if it's reflecting and having your best life, of course, that's a problem. But for you to be on this call, I believe that there is some kind of there's some form of interest in the discussion. So for me, it was just like there's only one life to live. I would have done this, I should have done that. And nobody really wants to be 40 and 45. I mean, like, oh, I should have. I should, like I said, you don't want to have any regrets. That's another thing. I said I want to be prepared. I don't have any reason to. I don't have any present reason to continue to push myself so hard. But I don't want to get to a point in my life where I need to have something, I don't have it. And time has gone. And this is at the point where you cannot begin to say, okay, give me 3 years. Let me quickly do this. Like, you have the time now. And of course, there's no need. You have a job, you probably have a family, you're settled, there's no need to continue to push yourself so hard. But you don't want to get to the point in life where you now need to have something and you don't have it. So you only live once, yes. So for me, that's enough reason to go for the best. What's the next best thing? Okay, so I'm in the field of, I work in the financial service industry. If you can go to school, if you can do an online course, if you can, do a part-time course or something, just do something. Try to be better. Okay, so what added advantage, what added skill can you have now that's trade for something later in life? Money always exchange for value. As your job, you're exchanging. Yes, as a job, you're exchanging value for a salary. That's money always exchange for value. So I believe try to just get as much value as you can. And it's not necessary that the value that you get yourself only has to continue to be in your line, like, as in what what you are already comfortable. You can there's only one life to live. You can spread your tentacles, get skills in all kinds of things. Like Ruth said, we used to be roommates. She has a YouTube channel. She's doing recording videos. She wasn't trained to do this professionally, but then it's just you learn as much as you can. Really, the life. This world is your. You can become anything. You can learn it. For me, I think the challenge is let's as young people, let's not be comfortable with the barest minimum. And let's not live like that. Let's not, because you are fine, you spend every weekend out playing, a whole year has gone by, and you've not done anything for yourself. You are exactly who you were on your graduation day. Like you have exactly the same qualification. You have there's no don't do that. A whole I'm not saying you should not have fun. I'm not saying you should not enjoy yourself. I'm not saying you should be putting this word on your head as if tomorrow will not come. No. But but I'm really surprised when I see people like you're always out, always playing all the time. Like time is going. But anyways, yeah, that's one thing. Another thing is don't entirely have the mindset of don't entirely have the mindset of an employee. Like I told you, I'm not entrepreneurial at this point of my life. I don't really see myself selling anything, doing. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. There's a lot of pressure on, everybody has to be an entrepreneur and all of that. All of us are not called to be entrepreneurs, it's as simple as that. But whatever, that's a conversation for another day. But for me, even as an employee in an organization, don't have the mindset that you're not even because you're thinking of going to probably start your own firm, which is very completely okay if you're thinking that way. But don't only see yourself within the four walls of your office or whatever office. Like I said, develop yourself for you. Develop yourself for you, because I mean, why not? Like at times people ask me like, why are you so? And I'm like, why not? Why not? Like, why should I not be what I am right now? I mean, what's my reason not to push myself hard? That's the times when I push myself hard. What's the reason not to? You ask me why, I ask you why not? Because I mean, what else would I rather be doing with my time? I would rather, going to work and coming back and feeling like I'm
coming back home.
working class somebody. I mean, I'm making money plus or minus. I mean, I don't feel like that's the way. I don't do anything I do for anybody. I am my own competition. Like, so the thing is, don't do it because of people. No, because you will be discouraged, Okay, let me give you another example. When I was in school, like I said, we were all writing exams together. And it was just one big family. Everybody was there, everybody was writing the exam, we're both, motivating each other. So what level are you?
Yeah.
There was that community, so it was easy. But guess what? We graduated and some of us have not finished the process. And you were on your own suddenly. And there was nobody. Of course, you were hearing about your friends, from a distance, but you were alone. Actually, like there was nobody to read with you, to go to class. There was no class to go. You were on your own. So there was not a question of, am I going to finish this program or am I just going to let it be and let it go? That you had because I got to the point where I had to now sit myself down. And let me tell you, when you decide to do these things, my goodness, it's not easy. Hey my God. It is not easy to motivate yourself, to talk to yourself. It's not easy. There were times, I promise you, there were times when I would just literally cry throughout the day, like, who sent you first? Who sent you? Like, what really happened? What really happened? Who sent you? So there were difficult days. There were difficult days. There were days when you are not assimilating anything. You know that what I'm reading today equals to 0. I do not read anything. I don't learn anything today. But like I said, what's my why? God has called me to be excellent. God has called me to be excellent. So I always knew that God has called me to be excellent. If I can be anything, I can be the best thing. If I can be anything, I can be. So that's what. And then I don't want to get to a point where I should have done this and I didn't do it. I'd rather get to a point where I don't ever need this, but I have it anyway. Then I wish I did this and then I don't have it. So there will be difficult days, definitely. The time, like I said, I'm not. Please, let's get it clear. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy yourself. I'm not saying you shouldn't live your life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that just keep your goal in front of you. Have a goal and keep it in front of you always. I don't know if you can see this on my wall. it's something I just have. I just wrote it there to encourage myself. It says nothing is impossible, you can do it. That's what it says. Nothing is impossible, you can do it. Not because literally nothing is impossible. There's nothing that is impossible. Nothing. You do your part of the story. Do your part of the story and leave the rest to God. And don't worry about the things that you cannot control. But the things that you can control, please control. And you know, I mean, there's so many online platforms that you can learn. There's Udemy, there's edX, there's, if you want to learn tech, there's Utiva. There are these little things that you can sign up for on your phone. You can take classes. Life is no longer, you know, complex. Success is no longer far away. Let me quickly give the example of someone else that I know. Someone else that I know, okay, is still a student and studying economics. Let me give a little bit of detail. So studying economics in school is in his final year, but as we know, ASU is on strike in the federal university. ASU is on strike, and at the beginning of this year, I was talking to the person, and I was like, "Why don't you just look into tech?" You know, because I believe that tech is the future. I'm not in tech, but I believe that tech is the future. Tech is. I was telling myself, like, learning anything tech is learning to speak the language of the future, because tech is the future. So I was just like, I wanted to look into tech and I'll just learn something. And you know, we had a little conversation and he went online, went on Udemy, bought courses on Udemy, and today is a web developer, like full-fledged, full-blown. You know, I was at times I'm just shocked, like I don't understand. I remember the first line of code he wrote, the first things that he did. Actually, yesterday I was looking for something in my mail and I found this because I emailed it to myself because I wanted to be able to show him later in life, like, this was the first thing you did, writing a line of code and built on one toy looking like kind of thing. But I just sent it to myself so that I can have a record of it. And today, and this is just 6 months down the line. 6 months down the line. So it doesn't even have to be like something that's probably in your field. If you have an interest in something, anything, it could be interior design, it could be construction, it could be whatever, it could be baking, it could be anything. But don't just I mean, add value to yourself. That's really the point. Add value to yourself. If it's in your line of career, that's fine. If it's outside your line of career, that's still fine. Add value to yourself. And it will not be easy. It will not be easy to look like you're driving yourself to other people are going around life, having fun, you know, whatever, even if it's social media influences you want to do, add value to yourself. Be very good at it. Be diligent as whatever it is that you're doing. We're talking about career excellence today. So, and your career could be anything. Literally, your career could be your office. Your career could be anything. Whatever it is that your career is, continue to add value. Don't settle at any point. Don't settle at any point in your life. No matter the level that you are at, there's a next level to it. There's a next level, no matter the level you're at. And like I said, don't do it because of your employer. Don't do it because of, I don't know, unless money is not, because money is could be a motivating factor. If that's fine. But do it because you want to be able to, like I said, I want to be able to stand, to talk, and people listen. Not because if you're speaking gibberish, the attention span is going to be really short. But do it for you. Do it for you. Do it because you want to have, like I said, money exchange for value. Pursue value, and money will definitely come after you. Because once you're able to give people value, they will exchange their money.
Word.
Yeah. Another thing is challenge yourself to be better for you. Just like I said, I already talked about that. Just add value to yourself. So, and then of course there will be sacrifice. And I also want to feel like nothing is impossible. If your dream is to work at World Bank, to work at the IMF, see, there's nothing that is impossible. And I feel like that's actually one of the things why I wrote this thing here, because I am okay. So I'm currently at a place in my life where I'm trying to add value to myself, right? And there were days where I literally had to sit myself down, and I'm like, who sent you? Like, what do you really? Who sent you, Seth? Like, what's your real issue? Who sent you? But then I'll just tell myself, like I said, God has called me to excellence. So what's my option? What's the option? So the option is to not do this thing that I'm trying to do. The option is to just be here, I have a job, go to work, by 8, come back, sit down, watch TV, or whatever, be online, guys sleep, wake up. That's the option. Is either I do this or I don't do anything. So not doing anything is not an option for me. That's a waste of my time, and the waste of your time is a waste of your life. So yeah. So that's the option. And since that is not an option, definitely, it may be tough. It currently is tough. It is very, very tough. But it will be done because nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. And when you believe that nothing is impossible, it would affect, I believe it will even affect the way that you pray, the way that you talk to God, because there's some things that you don't even pray, that you can't bring yourself to talk about, because you cannot even conceptualize it in your head. But if you can believe something in your head, if you know that nothing is impossible, you will pray every kind of prayer. I mean, you will talk to God as if you're already in your future. I don't know how else to explain it. There's no limits on your, like we say, dream big. Dream big, because God is a big God, and God can do literally anything. And we can go on and on. I can say give so many examples in this light. But let's just stick to career excellence as a topic. It will actually affect the way that you pray and the things that you ask from God. Once you know that anything is possible, you are able to do anything. You're able to pray anything. You're able to spread you. Okay, let me quickly say something. I think I saw something on Instagram some months ago. I can't remember when exactly. There was this little boy that, I don't know, when usually goes to a library with his grandma, I think, and then one day he wrote a book. He wrote maybe, I don't know how many pages, book, just colored things and just wrote a story. Just a story, a little, but I think the guy is 8 years old or something. And we just wrote a little story and everything. And I went to the library with his grandma, and he put his book in the library. Like, he just went to one of the shelves, maybe children's section, and put his book there and left. He didn't know what he did. He didn't know, he didn't know the process of getting your book into the library. It wasn't even a published book. It was just pages of paper and colors and pictures and little stories. You know that guy's book, people went to that library just to read that book. Like, they just wanted to read that book. It was a little book, but people were so moved by the fact that, it was just a beautiful thing to just say. Like, and if that guy had had all the information about, you have to publish your book, you have to ask publishers, you have to do this, and before your book even now become maybe best-selling or something, and then he had no clue what he was doing. He just did it from a blank mind, sort of. And the people eventually, when the story blew up and all, people were looking for his autograph. And this guy was just 8 years old. He didn't really know what he was doing. And my point is just that nothing is impossible. Like, you don't have to have all the information from the beginning. You don't have to have you don't have to, of course, have the big picture, but all the steps may not be clear to you at the beginning. But just take the next step. Just take the next step. Somebody once said that, God doesn't lead you with a fluorescent bulb. God doesn't lead you with maybe just a little bulb. God doesn't even lead you with a torchlight. God leads you with a candle light. So He just needs you to have enough faith to take the next step. Just take the next step. Just take the next. You always only have light enough for the next step. You may not know what is 2 steps ahead. You may not know what is 3 steps ahead, but you may have enough light for just the next step ahead of you. Just take the next step. Forget about what will happen. So I know someone that writes a book, right? And he's written a book. He's written a full-blown novel, and he's trying to get it to be published and all of that. And at times we'll talk and he'll be very worried, publishers and all. And I'm like, see, all you can do is what you can do. My own is be excellent at what you can do. What you cannot control, leave it. But the ones that you can control it totally. Do it perfectly. The ones that you can control, do it perfectly. The ones that you cannot control, talk to God about it. That's there's only so much we can do. You cannot solve all you may not have all the answers. Can't have all the answers. You may not have all the answers. But the ones that you can answer it and answer it well. Answer it well. Don't do things, be the very best at what you can, and then leave the rest to God. Leave the rest to God. So what I have little points. If you see me looking, yeah, I have a note. I just wrote little points on, and like I said, it's going to be very. It will get difficult. It will get difficult. It will get. It will get really challenging. Don't quit. I think that's what I want to say. Don't quit. So I was listening to something on YouTube yesterday, and the guy shared that if you wake up in the morning and you have a flat tire, will you say that that means God doesn't want me to go to work today, and then you just go back into your house and go and sleep? Or for those that exercise and go to the gym and all of that, you go there one day and oh, it's just so difficult. And be like, oh, that means God doesn't want me to exercise today. And then you go back home. I mean, nah, you don't do that. So if you
Yeah.
know that meeting a challenge along the way, and because I feel like Christians are very quick to say that it's not God's will, it's not God's plan. Like really. I mean, don't say that. Don't Let's not be quick to just give up and say, ah, if it was God's will, and that's when you know that you are trying to pursue the right thing. And because it's just be like, just abandon it halfway and just be like, if it's God's will, what will be? There will be another. I mean, no, don't do
Maybe
that.
another way
Don't,
out.
there will be. I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. Like I said, you may not even have a reason, and
Mm,
I feel like that's even where it gets, really challenging because you just say, why am I even doing this? You may not even have a reason now. Now, you may not have a reason now to
mm,
do what you're doing, to be pushing yourself this hard, but do it anyway.
mm,
Do it because it's the noble thing to do.
mm.
I don't know if that's I mean that's enough motivation. Or do it because do it because why not? Do it because why would you rather what would you rather be doing now? Would you rather just be lounging and living your best life and taking all the nice pictures and all of that? That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying you should not do that. But add value to yourself. Add value to yourself. Add value because okay, let me also say something, right? This is subjective, but let me also say something. I feel like in future, we're all growing up, right? We are all young people, and we have people that have gone ahead of us, and all of that.
Yeah.
Do you know that we will all get to the place of authority at the same time, all of us, because people that are ahead of us will all leave at the same time, plus or minus. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that we will all get to a point in our life when we are all in our probably 40s, 40, between 40 and 50, when we are all in place of authority. And the people that I believe, the people that opportunities to be handed over to, are people that are ready for it, people that have been prepared for it. So anyway, yes, there's a place of Nigeria and whatever, but then it is always still better that you're ready for the opportunity because I believe that time and chance happens to everybody. Because people say that
Mhm.
because of who you know, because of what, but I believe that time and chance happens. Everybody's going to get an opportunity in life. I just believe everybody's going to get the opportunity in life to be something, do something, and all of that. When the opportunity comes, you want to be ready. You want to be ready. You want to have gotten all the experience, all the knowledge that you need, so that when it's time for you to deliver, people will not look at you and say that have we not been in this office together all these years? How did you become all of this? When were you doing all of this? I mean, that's just what stands you out
Mm,
from every other person. Every other person is going to work. Every other person we're all doing the same thing. But there has to be something that distinguishes you from every other person because when push comes to shove and there needs to be a solution, it's the person that can provide a solution that will be recognized. We are all going to work, we are all coming back. Yes, but we don't, I mean, behind closed doors in our own homes and all, people do different things. And let me also
yeah.
shock you. Let me also shock you. You will actually discover, if you get on this path, that everybody is trying to add value to themselves. You will think that you're the only one that's going to be now so hard on yourself, that's going to be missing out on all the fun and all of that. You'll be shocked that almost everybody is trying to do one thing or the other. So you're not the only one. So the truth of the matter is that if you're not doing it, as a matter of fact, you're the only one who is not doing it. Because everybody is reading something, going for a course here, going for a course there, picking up a skill here, picking up everybody's doing something. So if you're not doing that, you're actually the only one who is not doing that. And then we get to the future, and then there's this position opening up, there's this opportunity coming up, and people are just picking things up, and you're like, have we not been here all this while? How come everybody has this, everybody has done this, everybody has done that, everybody where have I been? I mean, sorry, you have been slacking. That's the word. So yeah. Now, having said all that, I also want to quickly just say that don't be too hard on yourself. Be hard on yourself, but let your motivation be from you. Be your own competition. Don't compare yourself. See, life is a spectrum. I believe that life is a spectrum. No matter the level you get in your life, there will be some people ahead of you. No matter the level you get in your life, there will be people that are behind you. Life is a spectrum. That's just how life is. Maybe you become Elon Musk at some point, and I believe that even if Elon Musk has people that he's looking up to, even if they're not the richest in the world. So life is so. Of course, be your own competition and all of that, but don't let it come from an unhealthy place. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Don't let it come from an unhealthy place. Know that there should be a time to breathe. Yes, there should be a time to. I'm not saying that all the days of your life you should always be reading something. Always, yes, be reading. But you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying all the days of your life you should always be hard on yourself and breathe. Allow yourself to breathe. It's okay to let your air down and breathe and all of that. Yes. So don't, as much as you're trying to be better, adding value to yourself, being excellent at what you do, people will always be ahead of you, and you will always be ahead of people. Life is a spectrum. The most important thing is ask yourself, where was I? Where am I? Where do I want to be? Keep the goal ahead of you. Keep the goal in front of you all the time. Keep your goal in front of you, and always try. Make sure that you're working and make sure that you're moving, no matter how long it is taking. Just make sure that you're moving. And you're moving in the right direction, of course. Make sure that you just don't allow yourself to be stagnant. Don't be 5 years after school, you are still have only a BSc. Even if it is, I don't know what
Are you
else.
shaking
Even if,
some tables?
what's the simplest thing? Don't do that. Don't have only BSc after 5 years. Don't do that. I mean, I feel like that's just a dangerous place to be. Time is going. Time is going. Everybody is. I mean, the world we're even living in right now, it's not even about the SCs, the HDs, and all. It's not even all those kind of qualifications. You can pick up any skill. You can pick up any skill at any point. Don't be stagnant. Just make sure that you are moving, no matter how little the skill is. Just make sure that you're doing something. There are so many platforms. Talk about Udemy, edX. I know about Utiva in Lagos. I'm Utiva online. I'm not saying Lagos, but there's a platform. They teach tech kind of. You can pick up any skill. Don't be stagnant. I think that's the word. So I believe that if you do this and try to add value to yourself, it will definitely show on your job. It will definitely show in your at the office. And these are things that will single you out in your office. And then you're even able to move, you're able to pick your employer, you're able to move as it gives you the opportunity to not be held down by one employer. And somebody is threatening you with and you're like, no, please, I'm beyond this. I'm not like I said it to your face and pride. No, that's not what I'm saying. But in yourself, like you can't talk to me like that. I know what I have, and that kind of thing. So I think I've taken so much time than I was supposed to say.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Wow.
Back to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank God.
Yeah. Like you deserve a round of applause. You said a lot of things that really, 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 made sense to me. And is it for sure and adding value to yourself, your best? Be if there's any word like motivate yourself, basically. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, really, really enjoyed that session. And I have like 3 questions for you.
Yes, I
Can you hear me?
can.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So the first question I'm going to ask is about, you said a lot of things about adding value to yourself, add value to yourself, and all of that. But if you have to look at Nigeria's situation now, a lot of people who live in Lagos will actually admit the fact that it is quite difficult for us to actually, train or maybe upgrade your skills, because sometimes you're in the office from like 8 a.m. in the morning till, let's say, 11 p.m., sometimes 10 p.m. So do you have maybe strategies that one can actually adopt to be able to add value? Because in another 2 to 3 years, yes, you're doing your job right now, but it is the value that you have added to yourself that will even, give room for better opportunities in terms of career growth and the like. So do you have a strategy that works for you? I know especially for Lagos people. You see, we Lagos people, we spend like 5 hours in traffic, 2 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening, and sometimes when you get home,
Ah,
you just want to just drop your bag and sleep. So please, can you just help address that?
okay. Well, what I would say to that though is, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not going to give an
Hmm.
perfect answer because, to be honest, I'm not in your people's situation. I'm in Lagos,
Yeah.
but I know people in Lagos that are adding value. I know personally know people that are doing
Hmm.
difficult but very great things. So what I would advise for someone in
Hmm.
that kind of situation is please look for someone in your organization who is doing what you want to do. And believe you me, there's
Word.
somebody in your office, there's somebody in your, I am almost definitely sure that there's somebody in your, or somebody that you know, maybe not even in your office, maybe somebody that you know that, that challenges you, that, that
Hmm.
has what you that has, that is, or at least putting themselves together in a way that you would love to. Try to just
Hmm.
talk to this person. Try to have, because, see, what there's a way the Bible says that there's nothing new under the sky.
So,
There's no challenge that we face that is peculiar to us. Everybody is facing the same challenge. Because there's a way that we say some things to ourselves to console ourselves, like, it's hard for everybody. It's hard, everything's hard for everybody. But in the middle of this
hmm.
hardship and hardness and all of that, there are
Mm-hmm.
people that are making it work, that are doing
Hmm.
very difficult, they're holding very difficult roles. So if it's possible for you to have a physical conversation with somebody that you see that is doing what you want, please go ahead and have a conversation. If there's no physical person around you that is doing these things, I think you should go on LinkedIn. People are, I mean, okay, let me quickly explain something about LinkedIn. I feel like people get intimidated with LinkedIn, and I feel like LinkedIn is just a place where everybody's getting a job every day, and everybody is. I don't know why I kind of
People are
feel like
22. People are 22. Let me just add. People are 22 years old and they are CEO. Like they are
okay,
you see
okay,
someone that is just
okay.
23
I've
and
heard, I've heard people say these things, and I don't know. I don't know why I have a different mindset about LinkedIn. I feel like LinkedIn is a place where I see that anything is possible. I don't get intimidated on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
For me, it's just I used to tell myself that LinkedIn is like a testimony center. Like people just come here. I don't know if it's hype or whatever. For me, I just feel like people come here and show me that anything is possible. Like, okay, so when I was in school, there was this. No, I think it's still there. There's this thing that people in school, there's no job in Nigeria. There's no job in Nigeria. People say there's no job in Nigeria.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have never believed it for the first day of my life. I have never believed that there's no job in Nigeria. I was just like, people get jobs every day. Then I was not even on LinkedIn. It was just in my head, like, what do you mean there's no job? The reality may be, yeah, there's no job, but that's not my reality. Even before I got to the point where I would never need a job, I didn't work for a year after school, and that's because I chose not to work. It wasn't because I wasn't even ready to work when I got in my first job. I wasn't yet ready to start working when I got my first job. See, that's why I said it's in your head. There's nothing that is impossible. No matter the number
Hmm.
of hours you spend in traffic, I can promise you
Hmm.
that people in
Hmm.
that traffic that are probably reading inside traffic, that are, where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is so yes, I know that the life of Lagos is something else. I know, but I know that the people in Lagos, in short, Lagos is even the place where everything happens. For Christ's sake, Lagos is where
Are
everything
you for
happens.
real?
Yeah,
Are you
well,
for
I don't know.
real?
That's what it looks like from the outside anyway. There are a
Wow.
lot of professionals, there are a lot of young people that are. I don't know what it is on the inside, but from the outside, that's what it looks like. So there's the opportunities everywhere. The opportunities everywhere. I know it's difficult. Like I said, it's going to be difficult. Your time is going to go for it. Your money, even friendship, relationships, whatever will probably have to be sacrificed. But you know what you want. You know what.
Oh, one bears will go for it.
Maybe many were supposed to be at home and best today, and they chose maybe they're at home for whatever. All and best will go for it.
Yeah.
People will say you're crazy. You'll be different. They'll be different. But if you know what you want and you want it very badly, I mean, that's what that matters. Really. That's what that matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I get the point. You just have to make it work, regardless of how Lagos life is or wherever. or how
Sorry
demanding
if
your
I
job.
sound inconsiderate.
But that
Fine.
really, that's it. I remember when we're right now, I'm back in school, it was never convenient. Like it was, you just had to juggle a lot of things. I was in economics department and I know how difficult it is, switching and all. But when you now finish school and people see and say you're chatted, they'll be like, you want more kekere. Oh, I chatted in your mind. They
Yeah,
feel yourself like,
yeah, yeah.
all right.
People call me this. People call me what people call me these young girls in my office like all the time. Like, oh, was it this small girl? Like they're talking to me like this small girl. I'm actually a small girl actually. To them, to the glory of God. It's the glory of
Yeah,
God.
thank God. Okay, so the other question, please, if you have question, you can drop in the chat box. Okay, bro. Someone saying though people are formed okay. Oh. Yeah. Situations actually toughen people. That's actually the
Yeah,
truth. You don't know how
yeah,
much you can stretch until you find yourself in such situation.
yeah.
Thank you very much for that comment. So I also have another question for you now. Like there are some persons that are probably you just like you're in accounting career now, or maybe accounting field for now, and you feel that you have interest in maybe something else, maybe tech. Let's just use tech as an example. Can you advise, obviously you have maybe a job that is paying you well right now, but you don't want to just drop the letter and say, oh no, I've seen a vision that it is this tech that would help me get to my promised land. How would you advise such person to begin? What are the baby steps that such person would take to get set up in that other area and just easily transition to this new career paths that you want to build for yourself? I don't know if you understand my
Yes,
question.
I do. I do. So, like I said, I am. Of course, I've tried to live a very what's it called? I've tried to be very open-minded all my life, but I feel like I'm even becoming more open-minded than I have been over the past years. I am beginning to really discover
Wow.
that. I begin to really discover that. See, there's no rule or there's no law
Mm.
that says that whatever you study in school is what you must be,
Please tell
unless
Nigerian
you
parents.
unless you really, really have a passion for, like, you're very comfortable with what you study, and that's really what you
Yeah.
want to do in your life. In my case, I feel like that's my story. Like, I studied finance because I wanted to be a banker. Like, but even with this, there are times when I feel like I just want to do something. Like, this is what I've done all my life. I just want to do something else. And maybe I feel like everybody may get to that point in their life where you just feel like I just want to try something. I just told you about someone I know that was an economic student. He's still an economic student and is already developing websites and all that. See, whatever it is you want to do, of course, I don't feel like the best thing to do is go and drop your letter. Where are you going? The first thing is find find somebody that's doing what you want to do. It could be online, it could be offline. Find somebody that's doing what you want to do. Okay, so I think one of the passions I have is interior decoration, right? Probably. So I'm not just going to. The first step would be, and for me, I just always tell myself, okay, so who is the best? Who does this the best in my locality? I just Google the best this in my environment, my locality. I find who you are. I'm coming to your office. I'm going to have a conversation with your MD. So I'm just maybe not even the MD. If I introduce myself, maybe you allow me, but maybe not. I'll just come to your office. I just want to see. I just want to walk around. I love houses. That's another thing I do. I love houses. When I was in school, I lived in 4 different houses in my 4 years of being in school. I love buildings. And one of the things I do, I just go online sometimes. I just be checking different houses. I watch videos of houses and just to like open myself up to ideas and all that. But physically trying to get into something that is way out of you. Of course, the first thing you have to do is to locate somebody that does it very well, that does it exceptionally well. When you locate person, if you can meet the person or maybe go to their office or something, maybe just volunteer. You don't have to be paid for it. I mean, for example, you're trying to learn something. Let's say tech now. And for Lagos, I know of Vitiva because I was trying to get into tech at some point in my life. And I just paid for courses on Receiver and I was learning things. I know Udemy, you can learn literally anything. I know there's Skillshare, you can learn literally anything. The first thing you have to do is to learn. So if you're in a place where you can physically meet somebody, if you're a kind of person that has to be physically trained, okay, you can. But if it's a kind of skill that you probably there's no physical, there's nothing that you're looking for, nothing in this life you're living in that is not online, nothing. You can just start from even watching YouTube videos on it. That's the first place to start. From watching YouTube videos, watch a
Yeah.
couple of videos, you would you just begin to discover, okay, and then check all these educational platforms online. There's even what's this Nigerian lesson now. I don't know if they do like the advanced stuff. I think it's for secondary school. I don't really have details about that anyway. Check that out. But I know that there are platforms everywhere. In short, in this age that we're living in, literally nothing is possible. You don't have to sit in your field and say, I studied chemical engineering. I must work in something. I mean, this life has moved beyond that. This world has moved away from anybody does anything right now. Anybody does anything. So you don't have to resign from your job. No. And I feel like even when you have this kind of passion, it even helps you. See all this thing you're saying Lagos traffic, you will not realize that there's traffic in Lagos at that point. Because when passion is moving you will not know that you will not notice that there's traffic. You will be moving at the speed of light because you'll be very, this is what you want to do. You'll be excited,
About
And it's when you know that you have built a base and you're ready to now, move out of probably the stereotype 9 to 5 or whatever, able to feed yourself and all those kind of things. Then you can now begin to think about leading your. But for getting skills or adding value to yourself, there are too many platforms in this life. Too many online platforms. And you don't have to travel, you don't have it will help you to learn all those things. Yeah.
Wow. So someone did so thank you so much for that response. There's a comment here. Tech enthusiast, but zero tech knowledge in Lagos. And I already gave a timeline for me to stay on my job and save towards the program, still seeing the possibilities of training in the institute while I still keep my job, but the utmost productivity of the training will guarantee if I should quit or if I can juggle both together. I feel like this is the reality of some Nigerians today. What I just read out to us is actually the reality of many people today. I know a lot of people who are just saying, okay, let me just give myself to December. I'm going to continue pushing, continue upgrading my skills, continue learning. And one thing I've also learned in my own journey actually is that, you see what you said when you said that just you might not always get that total direction. God will always give you the light that is sufficient for the next level. So when you wait and say that, oh, everything must be ready, or more, you might not start anything, and maybe you just get frustrated and disappointed and just pack your bag again and start the process all over. It's just like this stuff we are having here now, this talk show. And I've always wanted to have something like this. I've always wanted to have it. And I've always wanted to have it like in a studio form, like we bring guests, talk to guests about different topics. But I realized that it was not just working. Like I was not having that, maybe the time, the resources to be able to pull all of those things together. And I just told myself, what is the big picture? But right now, what can I do to achieve that same purpose? And just so that I know that I'm moving from where at least I've done something. And I just thought, okay, I can do this on Zoom, and it won't cost me as much as 5. That's very demanding. I cannot even just say, oh, I want to go all into it. And doing this, I can learn from my mistakes, build relationship with people, start the process, and get to that level. So I just want to encourage everyone here to just keep pushing. Like you said, set goals, because if you don't set goals for yourself, you will just realize that another 6 months has just gone, and the story we're talking last December is now the same. Because before you know, another December is there, and you'll be like, I don't want a 9 to 5. I don't want. But in Nigeria, things are very expensive. You need a 9 to 5 to sustain yourself, and you just keep doing the back end. Yeah.
At least to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the person that sorry, for the person that talked about he's been trying to get into tech and all that. I think you should check out Utiva, UTIVA. I don't know if you've heard about Utiva. It's a tech school in Lagos,
Yeah.
and their classes are online for as little as I think 30K. You can they have different, I don't know, but just Google Itiva and check out the entire, I think 30 or 40K, I don't know
Package.
what you can purchase courses, and you have lectures, and I know they have a physical office. I don't know if they do physical training, but I was taking their online trainings and it was working. So it's a place to start. Just pick up one skill. There's
Yeah.
Udemy, there's edX. You don't have to physical. I mean, these things are really cheap. I mean, for I
Mm-hmm.
think I know for Udemy, they are not expensive things. You just have to be dedicated to
Mm-hmm.
it. If you are really passionate about it, you have to be dedicated to it. Where there is a will, there is a way. Really.
Thank you so much, Ianu, for this insightful session. I don't know if there's if anyone has any question,
Yeah,
so that I'll
question
just question.
today.
I had three questions, no, but I can't even. ah, I don't know. Maybe okay. About the 9 to 5, you mentioned something about 9 to 5. Like, Nigerian parents just believe that everybody must. Some parents actually, it's very hard to really convince. Immediately you tell your parents that, oh, you are quitting your 9 to 5. There's just this gang. Like they
See,
feel like,
please,
what
quitting
did
your
you
nine to
say?
five, quitting your 9 to 5 to what? I think that would be the
No
question of any parent.
question.
That's. I
Yeah.
mean,
I know, but
I was in a place. I was in a place in my life where I desperately needed to quit my job. Desperately needed to quit my job. But I mean, I knew that I cannot go back to my father's house. I mean, I was earning a
mm-hmm,
salary. I cannot go to my father's house and say I'm looking for work. How?
mm,
So you will be there until it works. The thing is, well, if you're really, really tired of where you are, just do what you can do, put out your CV and all of that. But you have to stay where you want. You don't, I don't know, unless you are able to sustain yourself. Because I think what your parents don't want is for you to come back to their house and say you're looking for a job and then you're living in your what? Unless you're currently living in your parents' house anyway. But aside that, even if you're living, they don't want you to be unemployed. I mean, from being employed to being unemployed, they don't want
yeah,
to be feeding you all over again and be totally responsible for you. Even you as a parent don't want to do
for
that.
you.
So
That's
just
no.
pray as much as you can. See, don't believe there's no job in this country. I don't believe it. Like I don't believe it. People get jobs every day, every
Every
day.
day.
Plus favor. People say, hey, it's people it's who you know. Pray that God will help you to know somebody. I mean, just get the job. That's what is important. Get the job. So I mean,
Yeah,
don't believe the lie that there's no job. If it's because people know people, go and pray that God will link you to who you will know. I mean, and just get the job. That's what's important. So don't believe any
sure.
lie of the devil. Yeah.
And to add to what you just said now is the fact that, see, value, they say, see, the more value you add to yourself, the more money you attract. That's just what has worked for me.
Yeah.
I remember where I was working initially, I wanted to really move. But I realized that as much as I tried, it was not really working. So I decided, then I was working from home. I just made up my mind that every day I was going to like watch videos. I'm a YouTube. I'm one person that is glued to YouTube forever and ever. Like every day I'm like, I want to share YouTube all over blessed life. Because you don't know how much I've learned from YouTube. I can't even work effectively without having to listen to something on YouTube or play something, because YouTube has added so much value to my life. Like every day I just make up my mind, okay, 30 minutes every day. I didn't have to do too much. I just made up my mind, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes every day. I'm going to learn this, learn that, learn this, learn that. I didn't go to any place to learn Excel or anything. Everything I was just learning was my 5 minutes, 2 minutes on YouTube. And I started adding value. And I saw that the quality of my work improved at the office. So when I go for interview, that my confidence level also increased. So before that, we'll be talking when it comes to salary negotiation. I will, when you don't know your worth, you'll be talking small money. But when I saw that, no, me too, as in I know something. So I'll be like, oh no, I also want a better offer. I want a better life for myself. So value adding is very, very important. It builds your confidence, and it makes you stand tall amidst your friends, your contemporaries, even you will be able to talk in the midst of people
Mhm.
who are better than you, because you have something to say, and people will see you as someone who is actually valuable. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Yanu. One last
Thank
thing
you
I
for
would say is,
having
before
me.
you quit your 9 to 5, have a proper plan. Like, please, I'm not saying you quit your 9 to 5, or in case you are planning to quit, I'm not asking you to quit just like that. Have a plan. I always tell my friends, before I can leave a 9 to 5, I must be sure that wherever I'm going to is going to give me at almost what my 9 to 5 is giving me now, if not more
More.
than.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So somebody's
Yeah.
asking, I think there's a comment here before we
Yeah, she
go.
said it was a mistake because I was trying to read it, but she posted that it's a mistake. Or
Oh,
I don't
oh,
know.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So I think so an insightful one. If you actually enjoyed it, please drop on the comment section. Let me see that comment that you were really blessed by this session. Thank you so much, Yanu. God bless you. And
Thank
we
you
hope to
for
bring
having
Yanu
me.
back to come
By
and
God's
tell us some
grace.
things about the financial industry.
It is well.
Thank
Thank you so much
you
for
so
having me. I'm
much.
honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sheun, Kayode, Oluwi, Ashaolu. Hey, Baba Asha.
Thank you,
Olukoya.
Ashaolu,
Ola.
for being on the call. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Uh,
you.
Somebody's dropping something. Yeah. Let me see. So I joined the meeting later. I would like to meet up to what has been said earlier. Please, I'll be chance to get a short note on what. Okay. Um. Badejoko, sorry, don't worry, I can send you the YouTube link maybe later today so that you can just watch the full session and you'd be able to catch up with all that has been said. I'll
All
drop
right.
my contact here. I'm not sure I know Badejoko. Yeah, sorry, we're closing already. Let me just put down my contacts. Okay, so we'll be having another session next week by God's grace, and we're talking in relationship. You really would not want to make that session. Life is about making impact that matters. Yeah, that's the green dots. So we're just here making impact in our own very little way. And if you know anybody who should actually listen to all that Yana has said here today, please do well to reach out to me so I can share the YouTube link with you for that person to watch this session and come back to thank us. You get what I get? You get what I said? You get what I said?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me. All
See
right.
you next
Take care,
time.
everyone.
Sheun,
Thanks.
Somi,
Bye.
Kayode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. So someone is booking private session. Okay, now you are no 10%.
Yeah. It's winding me. All right. So,
All
bye. Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.